Hello and welcome to Nerf News. I'm your host Drac, and today we're going to be talking about Nerf Rivals. Now, Bloomberg popped the bubble on this one a little bit early by my accounts, but that's okay as long as the information's out there. I want to take a little bit of a risk and definitely share it with you guys. So what is Nerf Rivals? Well, there have been a few patents recently on remodeling some old Nerf technology, and one of them is making Nerf balls roughly an inch in diameter. And those are going to be made out of similar foam to like what the Vortex discs were made out of. Now, these balls, now ball blasters are back, a lot of Nerfers will be excited about that, are designed to be fired out of these blasters. This model is a flywheel blaster. This model has not been leaked too terribly much, so I'm not talking about it in this video. But as far as this blaster goes, let's make it a little bit larger. This is the blue version of this Nerf Rival blaster, and I've drawn some terrible MS Paint arrows. So the first arrow points to this. This is part of the flywheel cage for this blaster. This is a flywheel blaster. Now this shows you in the clear window that there's kind of a hopper type tube in here, but it's similar more so to an RSCB clip. Now it looks like there's a pusher inside, but these are the balls that it is firing. Down here we have a rev trigger and the firing trigger itself. Now it's not quite a bullpup, but it's pretty close, and it's just an ultra compact blaster. Now, what's the design of these blasters? What makes them more exciting and worth talking about as like the future of Nerf, which is what some people are over exaggerating this line to be? You can see that these are some pretty old models modeling these blasters, because Nerf has decided to take the commercial success and then eventual decline of their Dart Tag Championship and line, which was designed to kind of simulate action sports for children under kind of middle school age and around that age group, and target it towards high schoolers and those older than high schoolers with a higher FPS blaster. Now, these blasters are currently being rated at about 100 feet per second muzzle velocity. Nerf likes to use hyperbole, like saying that they're shooting 70 miles an hour, and that's true. That's just, it translates to 100 FPS. To put that into perspective, your average elite blaster shoots elite darts at about 70 FPS, and the average NIC blaster breaks 200 if it's a Springer, 400 if it's an air blaster, and varies along that scale. So they're nowhere close to NIC grade primaries, which is important, but they open up a new realm for modifications, and they really break the barrier for stock class nerfing. It's designed to bring something similar to paintball, but kind of safer and a little bit slower to action sports. This means that at a high school, on a football field, you could bust out your Nerf Rival blasters and just go to town during a physical education class, whereas with paintballs, that's a little bit more of a liability and a mess and not really where you want to be. So I think that they're really interesting in that regard, and they should have a really fine place in that kind of community and niche. There was also a news broadcast. This is a still that I've taken from it, and it's going to be really fuzzy, but this shows this gentleman shouldering and firing the blaster. It kind of shows that there's going to be a little bit of hop up, I want to say. Now, balls as an ammunition type are not necessarily the most aerodynamic and not necessarily the most accurate depending upon how they're fired. Paintballs are aerodynamic in a certain sense, but even they have some very wonky roll and tumble to them, and it's debatable as to whether or not this is an idyllic form of ammunition. I personally am in the camp where I don't think that this is going to replace Nerf Dart blasters. I think the Nerf Dart and Nerf quote-unquote bullet line is too strong to succumb to this kind of new hype. I think that in a lot of ways this is going to be like Nerf Vortex, in that it's going to be a run of blasters that do something unique, something cool, shoot differently, and have their own pros and cons. And I think that that's really cool that Hasbro is deciding to brand something with higher FPS. So currently they're doing a red and a blue series. You can see the jerseys here as well, and that's their marketing strategy, is that this is Nerf blasters for older Nerfers designed for higher speed kind of team battles. And I think that that's really interesting. There will be matching kind of face masks to go along with that, because Nerf has decided that once you're at that 100 FPS marker, you need to start doing full face safety equipment, as opposed to if we go back in time to Dart Tag, where everybody was just rocking safety goggles. You can see that here in some of these promotional images. This is the 2011 Dart Tag Arena, by the way. So that's kind of my speculation on this new line of Nerf rival. A lot of people are freaking out. They think that this is going to be like game changing, that it's going to break Nerf, that it's going to absolutely upset HVZ and all this, that, and the other. But I just don't think that that's the case. There were a lot of people, this is the same camp that thought that Boomco was going to be better than Nerf. And we all know that that was way more fluff and circumstance than anybody than it actually came out to be. There was not quite the substance. That said, this comes from a dominating market share with just tons of industry experience, and I think that these are going to be really, really cool. I'm personally looking forward to them, and I look forward, most importantly, to a few days from now, or possibly about a couple months from now, when I'll be able to tell you more as my NDA wears off. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. That's kind of my preview and my hype video for Nerf Rival now that it's hit the Googleverse and everybody's all abuzz about it. But that's Nerf Rival. Should be very cool, should serve a whole new niche market for Hasbro, and is pretty interesting. I definitely want to hear what you guys think about it. What do you think of ball type ammunition making a comeback? What do you think of new higher powered flywheel blasters? What do you think of this new kind of red versus blue game type? And leave me that feedback down in the comment section below.